Alright, hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome back to Scrap Mechanics. So, I guess before I do anything, got a couple of things I need to do. Let's grab the Kyogre craft, seeing as I guess that's what I'm going to call it. I actually don't know what a Kyogre looks like off the top of my head. It's been a long time since I did anything Pokemon related, and I never really liked Sapphire that much, and I never got into, was it Omega? Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. Just never particularly interested in either of those. Anyway, somebody told me it's 2 red stripes. Or along the back. And we're going to do that. Honestly, I'm pretty down with the idea. It looks nice this way, I think. Probably. This is also still very much America, for those of you that are not so inclined for Pokemon. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, this looks nicer. I'm still gonna leave the nose red, but I think this works. This works great. Okay, so let's save this sucker. Let's see. I don't even know if that's how it's pronounced, but I also don't really care that much. Okay, so we're gonna want to save this as we're gonna make a black one. A lot of people were like, make it just straight up black, it'll look really cool. And so we're gonna quickly paint this. After that, I have no idea what I'm gonna build. I'm still kind of in this weird limbo of not being able to play multiplayer. Again, this has been kind of a common problem, and a lot of you guys probably should have identified this by this point. But a lot of my friends have kind of gone off to do their own thing, and that's totally cool. And I've talked about this before. It's not that Scrap Mechanics ending, it's just that I don't have time to play it as much as I used to, because I mean, I guess I've been playing it a lot more single player now. But still. Yeah, this'll look nice. But yeah, you know, I haven't been playing with Bird as much as we used to. We've gotten really heavily into Avorion, which is really good fun. But, you know, also a different game means I don't get a backlog for this. Ever. And it's not like I'm going to force him to go back to Scrap Mechanic until he's, you know, down for it. We'll play occasionally and stuff like that, and that's kind of true of all of my friend group. It's also one of those where Batbeard is pretty sick. I don't know what's up with his health this year, but he's gotten the flu, he's gotten fevers, he's been in and out of sick rest for a while. And so, I don't want to play without Batbeard, because, you know, he is part of the crew. And the Godzilla stuff he was there for originally, and it'd be kind of weird to leave him out. So instead, solo bot time, as usual. I don't know. It's fun. There'll probably be a point where all of it stops. But we'll see when that is. I don't know. It's one of those where, as much as I like Scrap Mechanic, I feel like I talk about this frequently and everybody is just like, no, don't end it. And I'm like, I'm not ending it, it's just, you know, whatever. It's just business at this point. Now, honestly, I was not expecting to play, what are we at? Nearly 400 episodes of Scrap Mechanic? There's a small possibility the Godzilla, true Godzilla Round 2 is actually going to be, episode 400 itself. Which actually wouldn't be, terrible either. It's just, you know, what it is. Let's see, yeah, we've got some blocks heading in there. I'm just gonna see if I can paint up. I don't know where the regular blocks are in here, but they're usually nestled in, which is a bit of a nuisance. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know when stuff's gonna be. I'm just gonna keep working on it, and at some point the guys will be available again. And then we'll properly do Godzilla. I don't know. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Let's quickly make let's quickly paint the bottom of everything. If you hear weird noises, or kind of like clattery noises, shells making apple crumble in the background, I'm super stoked. For me, yes. Well, the trade-off was I made lunch today, and she's like, make the apple crumble too, and I suggested, and I'm like, no, I got work to do. And now I got work to do. But anyway, it'll be good. I'll report back, and if I don't report back, yell at me and I'll remember to report back. Or I'll report back during a separate thing. Keep your ears peeled. I don't know. we don't make a whole lot of desserts around here, usually because it's time-consuming, and, you know, I'm on a diet. I assume a number of you, you guys watching this are actually fairly young. I mean, I don't want to make too many, assumptions here, but usually, you know, sandboxy games, I'm gonna say, tend to appeal to a younger crowd, and so I don't know how many of you guys watching this have to even worry about dieting, but for years I've been just slowly inching up, weight-wise, and it's kind of like, well, at this point I finally actually have to sit down and say, yeah, it's important for me to watch what I eat. So stuff like baked goods, for example, are pretty much out in favor of salads and, you know, single portion meals and stuff like that. So like, cookies? Nah. Ice cream? Nah. I'm gonna darken the window. It's not like you need to see out of it anyway. I should see if the guys want to do a first-person plane race. Again, actually. That would be pretty enjoyable, considering the fact that we now have, like, proper Gimblecraft and stuff like that, and it can look really cool. Or it could be a complete, and utter disaster. That's actually also okay. I don't know, I actually really like it whenever our plans and challenges go the route of complete and utter disaster. It's more fun that way, in a way. I like it when stuff goes really wrong. It's when stuff doesn't go anywhere. That's when it's boring. That was the problem with that dumb knife of mine that I was trying to make for the Godzilla rounds. That was good stuff. But it was also completely useless. The slime turned out great though, like, holy crap. I was not expecting that Minecraft slime to be as much of a champion as it is. I cannot wait for a proper Godzilla battle using him. Honestly, I get the feeling he's going to be completely unstoppable, and that's going to be a bit rough for everybody else, but honestly, I don't think anybody's really expecting any different of me. I tend to make the better stuff. I don't know if it's because I fudge the rules a little bit. Actually, I mean, honestly, it is to some degree because I fudge the rules a little bit in my favor. I am very... You know, since I create the challenge, I kind of know. I kind of know how to game the system from the get-go, and I feel like, well, I know that gives me a huge home field advantage, effectively, because I can think my way around it, or you know, I don't. I've thought about this beforehand. Not to mention, by sheer hours. I think I have more time spent in this game than anybody else from my group. I'm fairly certain, like, if we brought on maybe John Bain, but maybe not, I don't know. It probably wouldn't be as much, but still. Also, I forgot to mention this, or do this. A number of people are telling me to turn up the, let's turn off the sound. I don't know which ones of these are the right ones, the wrong ones. Okay, there we go. So, there we go. Actually, let's save this first. Oh. There we go. So we've got it saved as Needlecraft Black, and there's a couple of spots I've missed. I didn't make sure I got all the thrusters. Yep, okay, there are at least a couple of ramp blocks that I've missed along the way here. There'll probably be a couple of spots I'll have to come back for as I fly around. I haven't exactly double-checked my work here. I'm getting there. Okay, now I think we're good. I'll just go into third person and do a cursory overview. Okay, cool. So let's save this again, and let's give flying it a go. A lot of people said change the sensors to be much further, and it might lead to a better takeoff. You're probably absolutely correct about that. Okay, so 2 to close this. Yep. Alright, that's a much better takeoff. Gives me a lot more time. And I just have to remember to turn the thrusters back on. the other thrusters back on. But yeah, I have to say this is quite possibly one of my best builds I've ever made. I get asked this every once in a while. It's like, how do you play this for 400 episodes and still have weird stuff to make and, you know, improve and whatever? And the answer is, I mean, it's true of anything. You could, I mean, look at Northern Lion. Dude has done thousands of episodes of Binding of Isaac at this point. And, like, I would argue that he still has stuff to do within the game. Probably not nearly as much, but, you know, he is capable of still finding new and interesting things along the way. And that's, you know, that's good for him. It's good for all of us, I don't know. YouTube's a funny thing. Let's land on this mountain here. Anyway, so that's 11 minutes of fixing this Needlecraft and making some alternatives. Or making the alternative color scheme. I guess I still have to fix the, I still have to make the thrusters. Or not the thrusters, the sensors work better. The sensors work better for the regular colored Needlecraft, but that's fine. Okay, so let's put this on the lift, and let's share the black Needlecraft. I'll probably rename it to something else, but for the time being, I'd rather it show up next to the other one, just because. Let's change that publicity, and we're good. Cool. So now that we're here, what do we do? What is the plan? I don't know. Like, I've spent 10 minutes fixing that up. Finishing that off. Now what? I don't know. I'm still in this, like, Godzilla mode, but I don't want to spend too much time on anything. Let's make something... Oh, let's make something devilish. Alright, I'm gonna want 1x8s across the board. Alt 2. There we go. Still getting used to this. I got a new keyboard today. My previous keyboard, like, decade old. I think I got in 8th grade. When was that? I graduated in 12th grade, obviously. So 4 years later. So I was about 14. Yeah, it's a 12-year-old keyboard. Finally got rid of it. Or it finally gave up on me. Oh. It was honestly kind of impressive, all things considered. Okay, so let's get the basics here. I've got a couple of different craft designs that I've been wanting to try. This one just popped into my head, so we're gonna work on this one. It should be pretty quick. Okay, so the knife was a really cool idea, but it didn't work great because it was too heavy and it didn't, you know, it didn't work great. We're probably gonna want regular light blocks, actually, just because I'm gonna have suspension glitches in here. Do we want it to be 2 or 3, or what's the plan here? I don't know. I mean, effectively what I want to make is... Let's make what we want to make first, and then I'll consider it. Okay, so here's the question. Do we want it to be a... Do we want it to be a needle like this? Or do we want it to be a needle like this? I actually don't know which is heavier. I'm liking this a little bit better. It's a sharper, more dangerous looking design, so I'm just gonna cut all of these off and we'll see what I can do. Okay, let's do this. So this is going to... I'm not even sure if this thing's gonna fly either, but it's gonna be a heck of a lot lighter than the kunai ever was. So we might be in a good position. I don't know. No, unfortunately, since it's not odd, I really hope they add like an even bearing at some point. That'd be really nice. So do we do this? Do we even... Well, you know what? Here, I'm gonna we're gonna go with the blade look, just because it actually did look really nice in the kunai. Which was not intentional, by the way. I did not intend for that thing to look or feel in any way, shape, or form like a kunai. That just happened. Okay. Yeah, so the biggest problem is I need to get some... stability glitches in here. The problem is, there's no easy way for me to get them in unless I move it out a little bit, or we go the... Because we can go this route and just have it be a stake. Oh god, I could just have the Vampire Slayer as a design. Could I? Let's go back. Let's grab the painting tool. Do you want to make it brown? Nah, I like gray better than brown, so let's make the whole thing gray. Yeah, imagine this with... Oh, but no, there's no way I'm going to be able to pilot this. It needs to go bigger. At least one step bigger. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I'm looking at it, and it would almost work, but the problem is, one, it'd be hard to get suspension glitches in here. Stability suspend... Well, yeah, actually it'd be hard to get either glitch in. Because I'm going to need a suspension glitch for turning, unless I used pure thruster turning, but that's kind of a no-go. It's just too hard to control that in the thick of things. It works fine with a large vehicle, because you don't need to care as much. But with a smaller thing, you definitely need... more conventional steering. If you're going quick, because otherwise it's going to go real south, real fast. There we go. Yeah, I like this design a fair bit more than I liked the other angling. And this way, we're gonna be able to cut. We're gonna be able to cut this out. Let's go back up here. Oh. Do you wanna... No. Let's cut these out. We want it to go one further down for reasons that I'll explain momentarily. Wait, why am I putting bearings there? What would that even do? Worrying things, I can only imagine. Okay. Do you think we only need that much? Probably. Anyway, I'm gonna... I was thinking I'd actually put the... Do I... Words are hard right now. Okay, let's fill this in for a second. Ideas... Okay, so the reason why we had the, suspension glitches... Oh, you know what? Let's cut it out just for a second. I should probably paint the extent of this, just in case. The reason why we want this down is just in case we put, like, thrusters in here and stuff. Also, it'd be kind of hard to seal down and stuff. And it might show through. I don't know. Anyway, back to this set. Okay, so we got our suspension glitches in. Oh, you know what? No. No. That was good. Shoot. I really wish there was an undo button in this game. I've been playing a lot of Evorion. And, well, it's not nearly as pretty as this game is. And its potential is obviously a little bit more limited. It does have some really cool little tricks that you can do. And it also has the ability to undo, which is so nice. Okay, actually, this leaves us with kind of a cool-looking spearhead. I don't know why this is... Oh, I must have painted those. Okay. Alright, so now that we've got that, here's what we want to do. Let's chop this whole section off. We need to fit some things on. And we also got to figure out what our strategy is. Because I could keep making it a stake. Or, I mean, honestly, we could leave it like this. The weird part is, it doesn't need to go much further than this. All I need to do is, get the banking system on. Should be kind of fun. I could also cut off the top ramps here, bottom ramps here. I'd have to move the suspension glitches, but not a big deal. But what we could do is actually turn this into a proper plane as well. I just almost like the idea of just a ubiquitous stake that just stabs a person. Well, not a person. I don't know if ubiquitous is the right word to go with. Anyway, a lot of people have been asking where I got this stability glitch from. I got it from Durf or MJM. I don't want to put it up. I know a number of people are like, can you please put it up? And I'm like, I'd rather not. I don't like re-hosting other people's creations, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm sure one of them either has it in their creations, or either has it in their creations or has it publicly available somewhere, and you'll have to ask them for it. Okay. So I don't know if this is going to work. Let's put in some... Actually, instead of low collision blocks, let's surface panels. Works just as well as a low collision block. Well, they seem to work fine. And this will give us plenty of room. So let's get 2 more on. Just for stability's sake. I'll maybe put some more thrusters in here. Okay, there. Now this thing will be able to go up no matter what. Let's extend this back a bit. And then we'll cap it off. Yeah, shame there's no destruction physics in this game. I'd love to see what would happen. Like, it would be fun to make some kind of, like, hollow point system in this game. That'd be really cool. I mean, this is more of like a hollow butt situation. Which is amusing in and of itself. Okay, we good? Nope, we're not good. Okay, but yeah, so this way we have a proper system here. The only problem is I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get like a block in between. Cause yeah, that's no good. That's the same block. And this, it works, but it doesn't work great. I'll do it anyway. It'll look a little strange, but this is better than pretty much any other option. Because yeah, this way the stability glitches pretty much will never come in contact with any of the rest of the vehicle, and then I can go back to whatever I was doing, which is there's actually really nothing left I need to do. We just need a pilot's chair in here. Yeah? Yeah, looks like it. Let's see. I guess we also need some kind of thruster system, now that I'm looking at it. So let's cut these off. Let's just do 4 of these for the time being. And let's get the chair in. There's probably better places that I could put it. We could actually put like some kind of invisible seat on the outside. We could actually just ride on top. But meh. Okay, and let's get some ramps in here. I don't know if this is going to be the final design exactly of the butt end, but I'm fine with it. I was also considering like trying to figure out some kind of spinning mechanism, but if I want this to spin in any reasonable way, it would have to be if we want this to spin at all, it would have to be odd, and there's no easy way to do that, so I don't want to. Oh, we're gonna need a button in here, aren't we? Okay, well that's fine. Okay, so let's hook these up, and let's try turning. Okay, I think these need to be... wait, no. Okay, so I think these need to be flipped. Yep. This is a little bit better. Totally is just a stake. I might extend the back a little bit further though. Oh, I know exactly what we're gonna do. We need some buttons here. But oh yeah, I can fit some buttons in, no problem. All right, so let's grab this. Alright, you may be wondering, Wanderbot, why is there a T3 thruster here? And the answer is, because. I'd make this animate, but this thing's, animate, I'd have this thing open up, but I think that's actually gonna give it, huge potential for breaking really hard in a very bad way. So I don't want to do that. Anyway. Let's fill these in. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, actually, it's not a good idea. It's a terrible idea, but whatever. The last thing we probably want to do is maybe put in a couple of thrusters somewhere to force this thing back down. We'll do that later. Okay, so I'm just gonna squirrel my couple of switches in here, in here. In here. And do we have it round out at the end, or do we just cap it off? I'm kind of leaning for capping it off. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so switch number 1 goes to that. No. Switch number 1 goes to these. There should be enough to give us probably too much lift. I think I'm gonna have to cut a hole out and do some things with it. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay, so problem number 1, we don't actually have a whole lot of back thrust here. Problem number 2, actually we really don't have a whole lot of problems beyond this. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so we're gonna wanna... we're gonna wanna mess with things a little bit. Let's hold off on the T3 for a moment. So we're going up too fast, obviously. And I think I'm gonna turn these down just by a little bit. It already goes pretty quick, but I don't want to be like careening wildly out of control. So let's turn them down to... It's like 1 or 2, I don't know, we'll figure that part out later. Okay, so my thrusters are here. So I'm just gonna cut them out. Let's bring them down a little bit. I can replace the surface panels, no problem. So I'll fine-tune this, and then we'll give it a go. Or figure out what we're gonna do exactly. Alright, so this is a much more gradual incline. I'm inclined to give it a boost, but honestly, we really don't want this thing going very high. This is a Godzilla killer. I'm gonna need some way of forcing a descent, though. So let's go back down for a second. I'm gonna figure that out. I guess smart thing would be actually really easy. Probably the best place to put this would be right here. We're gonna need another switch, though. I'll probably put 2 more in, just in case. There's always more functions you need on these things. Okay, there we go. Anyway, so we don't ascend very fast. Oh. I need to hook it up. We don't ascend very fast. And we probably don't need to descend very fast either. Yeah, okay, so it's not neutral buoyancy, but we don't really want that. We just want to have the ability to go up and down. Vaguely. Okay. Hey, we got a launch pad over here. It's actually preferable. Okay, so I'm digging this thing. I'm digging this thing so far. I might actually use the basics for what I've got. I mean, I've got a pretty good setup here. I might use this in the future as a basis for future flying machines. Either as like a side turbine or just a core. I don't know. There are a couple ways I could also modify this. Okay, for starters though, let's get the let's get stupid. Alright, so I'm with stupid. So this is the surprise. I'm gonna call this the let's call it the Van Helsing. Just because. Okay, so let's see. Van Helsing should be hooked up. Okay, so we lift off very, very vaguely. We might want to put a little bit of weight on the bottom. Now that I'm noticing. Or, not the bottom, the back. Yeah, let's do that. We don't need much, just, like, some heavy weights. Okay, there we go. Maybe I don't do that. Maybe we just deal with it. I'm down with just dealing with it. We'll just deal with it for the time being. I might figure out how to reorganize the weight. But right now, whatever. I could also just keep extending it off the back until it's properly balanced. It's relatively balanced here. There's a little bit of a forward tilt, which is rough, but all I have to do is actually switch, turn around and stuff like that, and the height of moving shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so 3 will push me back down fairly well, and yeah. Alright. I mean, the last thing I could do is actually switch it up to T4. Go real nuts on this. Mildly tempting. Let's get out of the woods for a second. It'd be great if well, I guess I could always set up a target or something, or just see if somebody's got their Godzilla creation on hand. Yeah, the other thing we could actually do is to some degree control where we're going. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, let's try this again. Alright, so yeah, this thing's a monster. Honestly, it's a disposable idea for one fight or another. I have no idea who I'm going to fight with it. So it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to function. So I think for now, it functions good enough. I'll figure out weighting it later. But right now, I am quite satisfied with this horror monstrosity. Well, I guess it's not really a horror monstrosity, but ramming this into something is going to be great stuff. But yeah, I could go faster, and I might... Here. Let's say if this is the... Let's say if this is the Van Helsing. Just because. And then what I'm gonna do... I'm just gonna use panel blocks because they're cool. We're gonna save it. And now we're gonna save the Van Helsing Plus. I don't know if the Van Helsing Plus will even function. Wait. No, we don't want another T3, sorry. The Van Helsing Plus is gonna be... I think antimatter would kill everything. This might screw the world that I'm currently in. But that's okay. Alright. So let's hook up this. Okay, so we've got the Van Helsing Plus. Van Helsing Plus seems like a bad maneuver. I don't know how much faster this is going to go. It's probably going to ruin this whole level. You know what? I'm going to cut the recording just in case it destroys more than just this scrap world. Alright, let's see just how much damage I can do. I'm just gonna spin. It's probably the most efficient means of going up without tilting too much. Or we'll be crazy tilted, I have no idea. We're like kinda tilted. It's reasonable. Okay. Wow, we ascend slow. But again, we're fighting Godzillas, not airborne things. At some point, I think I'm gonna try and get the crew to do, Sky Godzillas. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember the, like, giant airships we made a while ago and fought them. That was kind of cool. The problem is ultimately, they were, it didn't work so great. What I want to do is, like, a bunch of small flyers versus one large airship. That'd be fun. Okay, this thing really does not ascend. I'm okay with that. Woo! For all intents and purposes, I don't think I'm inside the world anymore. Well, I don't know which is going to do more damage. But considering I managed to pierce the ground with this thing, and get down here, I'm fairly certain I'm going to be able to wreck anybody, including my own slime. So that's okay. Here's a question. I've never actually been inside the world like this before. Can I just walk out? No, I can't. I live here now. Okay. This is actually kind of cool. I think at some point I might, convince Bird... Oh, dude. We've made sky bases, but we've never actually made, like, an in-mountain base. That'd be fun. I'm not going to do that immediately or anytime soon. I don't even know when we would do it. But it would actually be fun to make, like, an interior fortress and stuff. A dwarf fortress. That'd be great. I'll see, I'll run it by Bird at some point. Once we've kind of broken our Avorion addiction. Because I think it actually would be kind of enjoyable to kind of put down a couple layers of concrete and then turn a mountain into a base. I'd like that. That'd be fun. Anyway, I guess with this, I'll see you guys in the next episode of Scrap Mechanic. And as always, thanks for watching. Whee! Yeah, so it's somewhere in there. I guess I'll just, or there. I don't know where the Van Helsing is. Well, I'll just re-summon it. I don't know how to get a good screenshot of flying vehicles, so I'm just gonna take a screenshot of it on the ground. Okay, yeah, like I was saying, see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.